It's your boy, Ultra Eli. How you doing? I'm recording this on the 4th of July, actually, but you will not see it until later this week. I gave myself a video schedule. I'm very excited about that. I feel like it's a step in an amazing direction. And I just wanted to tell another little story. You guys like it when I tell horribly embarrassing stories from my own life, my personal life. So, we're gonna keep it up. This is a fun one. I haven't told that many people this one. I think it's a whatever kind of thing. But, let's just get straight into it. I'm sure you can hear the fan in the background. I apologize for that now, but, it's hot around here in the good old mid of West. Anyway, let's get to it. I imagine Editor Elijah added a really cool stock, like explosion sound effect or something like that. Or maybe you didn't do anything. I was watching back one of my other videos, and every time I said Editor Elijah, I feel like I just ignored my own self. Like, oh my god, can this guy just shut up already? But anyway, so this is a fun one. It all starts my sophomore year, right? I'm in a human body systems class, because originally I was planning to do prosthetics before I'm doing what I'm doing now. And so I met this girl, and me and her got very close very fast. Come to find out, she just got out of a 2 or 3 year long relationship, and I was what's the word, rebound, which I hate that concept, but that's a story for later. Anyway, so me and her are together for almost 4 or 5 months, something like that. So this all started my sophomore year of high school. I had a girlfriend my freshman year, and it I'm gonna be honest with you, it in a way it ruined my life. She was not right for me in the slightest. You could tell how bad this was going to be because I'm pretty anti-drug. I grew up watching so I'm not really exactly like the one you'd add to the blunt rotation. I'm the opposite. And she was the type of person that wake and bake every single day, like that kind of stuff. So it's like, okay, should have seen that one coming. Am I right or am I right? But so I kind of took that time between, let's see, as I remember it, I got with her a little bit before Christmas break, probably 3 months before, and then we end up splitting paths. There's actually a little lore to this. That girlfriend at that point was the same time period where the Bloodborne video of Why Did Bloodborne, that's when it takes place. So there's that fun little fact for you. And so after that, I kind of I've been told I got around, but I don't think I really did. I talked to a couple people, sure, but it wasn't anything I don't think it was anything crazy. It never led into anything more. I was just getting around, seeing maybe this person might be good for me. And then, after a couple days of talking to them, I'm like, yeah, no, this person would not be good for me. But so then after a while, I was just I give up. I was fully in the mindset of I'm not doing this anymore. And so we skip all the way ahead to my sophomore year, where I went to a human body systems class, because another little fun fact about me, before I started thinking more practically about life, I guess you could say, growing here, I can give you the rundown of how it went. So my dream job ever since I was very little was to become a film director. I just thought that was amazing. Because I watched a lot of movies growing up. I still watch a lot of movies now. I was even going to make a video talking about the Backrooms movie, which I still kind of want to do, but I also want to give it some time. I don't want to spoil somebody's experience because I want to talk about a movie. And so, anyway, I wanted to be a director. And you know, the specific type has changed over the years. I wanted to just do like regular, like I wanted to do horror movies, and I wanted to do stop motion films. Then I wanted to do animated films, like 2D animated. And then I wanted to do 3D animated, and then I went back around to horror, and then I went back to stop motion. Like, I've been all over the place for that. And then I wanted to be an animator. That was the thing too. And then once I kind of got to high school, I was like, well, I'm not really going to make it anywhere if I go for like art stuff, so I'll just go medical. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to make prosthetics to help people out. That was horrors, because, you know, it's still medical adjacent, but I also don't have to like I don't think I could handle all the schooling, and, you know, just how much money. I don't like not having money. That's my thing. The idea that I'd have to go through medical school and I like couldn't get a job or anything like that. Like, I don't like that, because I try to be as independent as possible, just all the time. And so the idea that I just kind of have to hope for the best, like, I can't do that. But anyway, little side tangent aside. And so I meet this girl, and I mean, I thought she was amazing. You know, me and her, we've had a couple more situations aside from this video. Any close friend of the channel knows. But I ended up getting her Instagram, and then over some kind of like school break, I ended up talking to her, and we did very well. The biggest issue though was she had just gotten out of it was like a 3 or 4 year relationship, and so and she told me this after the fact, after all was said and done, that I was the best rebound. I hate that concept. I mean, I hated that concept before, that you just get with somebody and make yourself feel better, but I especially hated it, you know, being like, oh yeah, you were a good, you were you know, as the incels say, you were like a good nice guy or whatever. But so, here's where the actual meat of the video kind of comes in. I'm not the tallest person out there. I also kind of blame the friend group I stick with, because it's a lot of tall people. That, you know, most of my friends are tall people, so that, you know, makes me look short by comparison all the time. But at this point, I was like, what, 5'6", something like that. I'm like maybe 5'7". I mean, it's, you know, I'm not exactly. I'm fine. I've accepted my fate. I've accepted I'll never be able to join in. But so, turns out, she had a huge friend group, and every single one of them made fun of me for being I think I was the same height as her. That's what it was. I was either like I was probably like a centimeter shorter, if anything. But she wore like platform shoes, so it didn't make sense. But so the whole group made fun of me, and I was like, I didn't know this. I was blissfully unaware. And then I ended up getting told, like, hey, by the way, all my friends think you're short. And after that, I was like, oh, well, that just makes me feel great, you know, whatever. And then we had a little split up. The reason for which is actually kind of funny. You know, it was, you can decide if it was my fault or not. So, at this point, my grandma was in the hospital, like, in and out constantly. And so, I get up, it was on a weekend too, and I already been kind of cramming most of that week, trying to get stuff done for tests and all that. And so I wake up at 6 a.m. and we go to the hospital, and I find out she had texted me a bunch of times in the middle of the night, my time girlfriend. And was this big whole thing about how her and her brother got into a huge argument. Or, yeah, it was like some kind of huge argument. And I was like, wow, that's awful. I said something along those lines. I was like, wow, that's awful. And, you know, I'm in the middle of getting ready. I'm still barely awake. And so I'm standing there. I'm sitting there at the hospital. I don't even think we left until 7 p.m. that night. So, you know, I was there for a while. And I get a text that's like, we're done. And it was like, oh, well, okay. Basically, she doesn't like how I responded to the situation. And she's like, I don't think you, what is it? She was like, I don't think you can understand my emotions. Like, I wasn't like a complex enough creature for it. But so then, we're going to skip ahead to my sophomore year. Or, not, oh my god, my junior year. And I had tried to kind of move on from that. You know, I was like, you know what? I've spent enough time. I think I can heal. You know, I mean, it's not even ridiculous to just, you know, it was probably like 4 months after 5 months. Probably closer to five or more months. And there's this other girl. Well, that thing I said earlier about how she had a big friend group. She had a very big friend group. So I'm talking to this girl on Instagram, and little did I realize she was very close friends with she was like friends with a friend of my ex's. And turns out, you know, she would talk to me. This was the weirdest bit to me. She talked to me a lot. Like, she'd always, like, respond and text me back and whatnot. And, you know, sometimes she'd start conversations, too. And it was like, I mean, it turns out the entire time she thought it was weird. And I was just like, oh. After a while, I was just like, yeah, I'm not talking to her anymore. I realized that it probably wasn't in my best interest to talk to her when she was putting, mind you, let's see, I was a junior, so she was a senior. And sure, a senior is an adult, but like, I don't think any well-respecting adult is posting, what was it? It was like a pack of like Black and Milds and like a rotisserie chicken with some, like a bottle of Hennessy or something like that. I don't think there was a rotisserie chicken, but I just feel like that's what tied the image all together. I don't remember. But, I mean, there's that, so, you know, that was doomed from the start, if you really think about it. And, you know, that entire group thought I was weird, you know. I don't really understand why they would, like, continue to interact with me, not just, like, ghost me. But, you know, whatever. I'm not some, like, I was about to say neurosurgeon. I'm not some, like, psychoanalyst or something like that. I'm just a dude. I'm a dude who makes YouTube videos. And, so yeah, I mean, they all thought I was just some weirdo short stack who just had nothing going on in his life. And, I mean, I kind of have the same perspective of it as I do as the trying to impress a girl with my Friday Night Funkin' skills. Like, it needed to happen. Like, I needed that. I think it really did, like, just improve me. It made me realize, like, my own worth. Like, it doesn't matter how attractive a person can be. If you don't like what they do, you can just, you know, you're not happy, just leave them. And I know that's, like, I'm probably sure that sounds like, oh, yeah, that, you know, obvious, but that is a lot harder than, you know, it's really hard to do when you're actually in the situation. If you're not in the situation, you're like, oh yeah, just leave, like, just leave, what are you talking about? But for me, it was awful. You know, it was, you know, even after I'd found out not, like, every person in that group was making fun of me, it was like, well, you know what, maybe I can change their mind. And it's like, I don't need to change their mind. If that's what they believe about me, then that's what they believe. And I hope the main takeaway from this video is that somebody else feels the same way too. Just like, if that's how it is, then that's how it is. So, yeah, video over. That's all I got for you. See ya.